Remove the brake fluid reservoir cap and set the DVOM to read voltage on the lowest voltage range of the meter. Place one of the DVOM probes into the brake fluid and the other against the body of the master cylinder. The voltage should be no greater than 0.3 volts. If the voltage is higher, this indicates a galvanic reaction and means that there is an unacceptable level of moisture in the brake fluid. Use an old hydrometer or similar device to suck out the contaminated fluid from the master cylinder reservoir. Place the discarded brake fluid into a container that can be disposed of in an environmentally friendly manner. Top up the master cylinder reservoir with clean fluid until it reaches the full line. Close the brake fluid container as quickly as possible to prevent contamination and evaporation of the fluid. Open the bleeder screw that is the furthest from the master cylinder and ask an assistant to slowly push the brake pedal down. With a clear bleeder hose inserted into a jar, you can observe the air bubbles coming out. Close the bleeder screw off and have the assistant slowly release the pedal. Continue this process until there are no more air bubbles coming out of the brake station and the new brake fluid is present. Close off the bleeder screw and tighten it to the manufacturer's specifications. Repeat this procedure for each of the other brake stations, moving closer to the master cylinder. Have your supervisor inspect each of the brake stations to ensure that there are no leaks and the bleeder screws are closed correctly. A simple way of doing this is to ask the assistant in the vehicle to place their foot on the brake pedal as if they were applying the brakes when driving the vehicle normally. Now you can check all the bleed points and hose connections for leaks, while the assistant is maintaining the pressure on the system and thus any fluid that could be leaking as a result of a loose joint in the components. After your supervisor is satisfied that it is all correct, lower the vehicle. Carry out a final check for any leaks around the master cylinder or brake stations. Replace the master cylinder cover and check to see that it is fully seated. Dilute any brake fluid that may have been spilt with fresh, clean water. Ask your supervisor to check the brake system pedal pressure, fluid levels, and visual signs of leaks. When the supervisor is satisfied, the vehicle should be road tested by a qualified person to ensure the integrity of the braking system.